On today's expose, for no reason whatsoever, I wonder if this character is going to show up in X-Men Evolution. I'm talking about Amanda Sefton. Amanda's real name, which I always thought was funny, it sounds rather mannish to me, but Amanda's real name is Jermaine Zardos, daughter of Margalie Zardos, who we also highlighted in our expose. And Amanda Sefton first appeared in X-Men 98 in April 1976, created by Chris Claremont and Dave Cockrum. So she is the daughter of Margalie Zardos, who was the one who found little baby Nightcrawler in a river. So she grew up with Nightcrawler. This next part's not weird at all. It's not weird. Once they grew up, they started dating. They started knocking uglies. But they're not related, so it's fine. And then Jermaine, kind of realizing that Margalie's an evil, psychotic bitch, was kind of like, you know what? I'm going to go to America and start fresh with Kurt, and I'm going to go by Amanda Sefton. Eventually, Margalie caught up with her, but she kind of took on the name Day Tripper when she teamed up with Nightcrawler as kind of like a joke, kind of Nightcrawler and Day Tripper. And then she kind of got separated from Nightcrawler again, and when Ileana was deceased, she took on the name of Magic and became this really cool like sorcery person. Eventually she did have to make a sacrifice to stop her mother Margalie in one of her crazy schemes. She stayed behind in the what's it called, the basically she died. Basically she's in the dead zone to stop the portal.
She gone.
Yeah, so she's like a living person in the dead area. Nightcrawler couldn't do it because he had been in heaven, so he couldn't make that sacrifice. So she's just kind of in this void, unfortunately. But she's a great character, and I'm glad we get to maybe see her in this episode of X-Men Evolution. Maybe.
Welcome to Bayville, my new home. It's time you remember why they call me Storm.
Look at me, I'm fat. Do I look that bad to you? Easy, you fuzzy elf. Everything is going to be just fine.
Storm. 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 That was tight. I give it 2 thumbs up.
Welcome to this week's Solving for X. My name is Sean. I'm the ultimate excavationist.
And I'm something of an X fan myself, Kevin.
And I'm an astonishing X-Men stan, Ryan.
And we are so excited to introduce to our sexy Xies, Megan from Vigilante Vibes podcast. We've been kind of chatting back and forth, but we finally get to meet. How are you, Megan?
I'm good. I'm also something of an X-Men fan myself. I'm probably the X-Men fan, so I'll take you all down. I'm just kidding, guys. Oh, what a weird thing to say. Hello, I'm such a fan.
Yay, we're glad to have you. And what kind of brought me to your show is I feel like we have a very similar mission here. We're all about talking X-Men. We're all talking about fandoms, but also in a way that's not, we like to include everybody in our topics and like to include everybody's voices. So can you tell us about what that looks like on your show?
Yeah, I'm a non-toxic Marvel podcast. I'm not limited to Marvel. A lot of my guests are from different fandoms, so I'm trying to learn as much as I can about others. But on mine, I don't want any room for the hatred or toxicity, the very thing that the X-Men are against. So I want more X-Men vibes, not Friends of Humanity vibes.
I like that.
Yes, I love that.
Mm-hmm. In your opinion, what is the most toxic fandom?
I guess the easy answer is Star Wars, but like, I don't know. Their video game fandoms are kind of getting up there.
Oh, yeah.
I got a little sweaty talking about the Star Wars fandom, actually.
That's actually the first one that came to my mind too. I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan, but I hate hearing all the backlash over this character's not white or this character's not female. I'm like, get over it.
My favorite
I'm
thing
not
to
a part
do
of it.
Yeah.
It's scary. One time I went into a bunch of Facebook groups for Star Wars because I want to learn more about it, and they were so toxic that I just went on a bunch of posts and wrote, "Well, obviously Rey is the strongest Jedi," and then I left the group. I did, and I did that like I think I did it like 22 times, and then I just logged off, and that was my day.
That's amazing.
How
That's
fun.
a good day.
It was very fun. I know so many people were mad, but I had my messages turned off so they couldn't message me either. So just a little chaos to get the day going.
Yeah, just to really get their blood boiling. Do you have a favorite X-Men character?
Yes, it's actually Nightcrawler. I live and breathe Nightcrawler. For my secondary, it would be Kitty Pryde. I don't know how you don't like either of those. They're just so good, and they always feel underrated to me. But maybe that's me being biased. What about you guys?
Ryan, tell her ours.
All right. Well, Sean and I are huge X-Men fans. We love that guy. He's great. He's amazing.
You said
He's
X-Men,
nice.
but you meant Iceman.
You said X-Men.
Okay, yeah, I was like,
yeah.
wait a minute.
Not X-Man, not Nate Gray. He's nice too, but we like Iceman. Sorry. And I'm even doing Dry January. What the H?
Mine is Cyclops. I know it's not very common, but I love my Cyclops.
Kevin, keep that energy because I love Cyclops too, and let's put some respect on our boy's name.
Thank you. Yes.
Welcome.
And if you want
I
to
think
see
that everyone
X-Men,
grew a lot of respect for him over this past 97.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Rightfully so.
He was so hot in that season. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to see sexy Cyclops cosplay, visit Kevin's page because you will see big dick Cyclops. You will see Cyclops not wearing anything underneath his yellow.
Oh my god. I just realized who you were. I see your stuff. I see your stuff on Instagram all the time. And like the other day you had to repost something and like blur it out. I was like, this guy is the guy. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? Oh my god, hi.
That's me. There you go. Yeah.
You do really great. I love
Thank
all
you.
your work. You're amazing.
I'll take it.
Yeah. And we had the pleasure of you being Emma on our Two Mutant to Handle.
Yes.
Yes.
That was so fun. I loved that. That was so creative. You guys did such a good job.
Oh, stop it. Stop. Keep going.
All Sean.
No, these boys helped too.
It was
Right,
no, I've never seen anything done like that. That was really, really creative. I hope you guys keep doing that.
Ooh,
maybe.
Yeah.
That's the plan. We want to start doing one every year. So we already are in talks about what next year's is going to be, and maybe even the year after. We'll see.
You could always branch out and make it a video thing. You already have Cyclops. Ryan kind of looks like Iceman. I could see it. This is a thing.
Yeah.
And I look like Mojo.
No! That's like the ultimate insult. Like that is what I would call my worst enemies. Actually, that is the one.
Wow. Okay.
It's so.
So someone who
Mojo's
got inaugurated
awful.
today looks like Mojo.
That happened today.
Now everybody knows when we're recording. Oh well.
It's not like we don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about that guy either.
Yeah.
I don't either. It's just keep it positive, you know. What's the point?
Exactly.
My fault. My bad. Well, last week's previously on, we asked the Sexy Xyz which Mesmero, I forgot his name for a second. I was going to say Mephisto, which Mesmero wore it best. And we had kind of the classic, green and purple, sitting all sexy Mesmero. We have the X-Men Unlimited Mesmero. We've got the kind of like, kind of Brainiac looking Mesmero.
Very
and
much
we have,
so, yes.
Yeah. And we have the RuPaul season 18 Mesmero with all his flashy colors. Megan, which one do you like best?
I have to say number one. First of all, I love the bright colors. It's so it's so comic book vibe, but also there's definitely an air of BDE coming through that picture.
Oh, okay.
I love
Okay.
that.
That's why I liked it so much. See,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, we just
I see it.
Kevin,
I
we're
see
just
it.
clicking, I swear.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I had John Carl from Cyclops is Waiting for Me wrote in and said, "Who would like number 4? That's awful." I said, "I voted for number 4," but I told
I
him,
saw that. I was like, oh.
"Oh," I told him though I feel like it's so bad it goes all the way back around to good for me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very, very exaggerated and weird, but like comics are weird. They're meant to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The muscles around like the six pack and stuff like that are like branching at, those are just the little black bumps that kind of look like a bug out, like spider eyes almost. That's what's kind of killing it for me.
It's the obliques.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little much down there.
Yeah. And I don't usually say that.
Right, especially because you're sitting next to Kevin.
It sounds like Rorschach paintings.
All right, perfect. Oh, we're gonna save the Danger Room Divas. I was gonna go over that, but we're gonna save it.
Okay.
We did have a write-in. We had Ryan Terry, best friend of the pod, wrote in to let us know that his roster, because we were talking about rosters last week with Charlie Peppers, his
Mhm.
perfect roster is Storm, Rogue, Wolverine, Beast, and Nightcrawler. So we got our Nightcrawler in there. He also did a quick dreamcast of who he would want to see play certain X-Men. So he said he loves Cynthia Erivo's Storm. He said Jessica Chastain as Jean and Samara Weaving as Rogue. He wants them to be a little bit on the older side than what we're hearing the casting's going to be. I told him I don't know about Chastain, probably because we already saw her in Dark Phoenix. So he said, "What about what's her name? Howard, Ron Howard's daughter."
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard. I like that one better for Jean. But what do the rest of you think about that casting?
For Storm, I feel like the popular thing, the thing that happens when a star is very well liked, it happened with Jenna Ortega. They immediately get fan casted, and then the fandom pushes for it because they like them at that time. I think she's very talented, but I don't see her as Storm. But I would like to see her somewhere in the MCU.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
that's kind of how I
fair.
am too.
I agree as well. I mean, think of what happened with Storm the absolute first time that it happened. You know, Halle Berry was like the
She was the
it girl
one.
right
Yeah.
then and there. And then
Yeah.
they did that, and then what? She did this horrible African accent in the first movie. And so bad that they're all like, just imagine that you didn't have that in the first movie, please. Just talk with your normal accent in the second too. So yeah. I think Cynthia is this amazing actress, and I have extreme respect for her, but I don't think that she's the right way for Storm, especially if Sadie, whatever her name is going to be Jean. Unless they're going to do the X-Men evolution way, and I don't think that Storm should be wasted that way. It should be, I forgot who mentioned it, but Storm being like a punk. Or was it Charlie that said Storm being a punk?
Yeah, he brought that up.
Yeah, like that was a total missed opportunity, which would have been
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, Charlie talked us into eventually doing our own kind of Dreamcast episode, so we'll get there probably in February. We'll do our own, so we'll see what we come up with, boys.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay.
I'm excited.
I have to like peruse
Yeah.
my actors in my brain.
Same.
I will throw this out there. I was watching Monsters, the what are the names? Who killed their parents? The Menendez brothers. The show by
Oh,
Ryan
yeah.
Murphy.
Oh yeah.
The two men who play the brothers, I'm telling you right now, that is Cyclops and Archangel right there. They would make the perfect Cyclops and Angel.
Oh, I like
Okay.
that.
He would be a good
Yeah.
Cyclops. Who though?
The brother with
Which
his
brother?
hair like on his, he had kind of the
Did
bangs
you?
thing
Are you
going
done with
on.
the show? Are you done with the
Yeah,
show?
so Lyle I think is the older brother, right?
Yeah.
So Lyle would be Cyclops and Eric would be Angel.
Eric would be a good Iceman, maybe actually,
That's true. You'd make a
so
good
that he could
Iceman
actually be
too.
played by a gay actor finally.
Okay, fine. Shit all over my Dreamcast. I don't care right now. I'm just kidding.
That's what I'm here
No,
to
that
do.
is a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
No, I'm not.
It hurts so
All
good.
right.
Sorry, Megan. We go here. We
Yeah.
go here a lot.
I like I'm into that. I didn't know, like, I was like, how weird can I get? But then when he said something about Down Under, I was like, oh, I'm here, ready to go.
Right.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. There's no
We've
filter
said
here.
some weird things and had some weird episodes. There was one episode where
Oh, yeah.
Kevin decided to take off his shirt, so all of us took off our shirts. So
Yeah.
we won't ask you to do that, I promise.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, look, I respect you guys a lot, but like,
But I also
I have
respect
a-
myself quite a bit. So
I have a husband. I haven't done any sit-ups today. You know, the lighting's not right. It's fine.
Okay. Keep your shirt on, Kevin.
Okay. It's cold. I'm good.
I like how he said, okay, like it was
Okay.
already on his mind. He already had
Yeah.
plans.
you have no idea where his pants are, though. No.
That's true.
That's true.
Sometimes I think the mystery is the best part of it. So like,
Yeah.
maybe in my head, there's nothing there, and like that's just what he's into, and that's cool. I don't kink shame. I
Yeah.
kink judge, but I don't kink shame.
There you go.
Oh, that's fair. I like that. All right, let's get into today's episode. Today we're talking Shadow Dance. This aired on February 2nd, 2002, written by Boyd Kirkland, directed by Boyd Kirkland. All right, scene 1. Rogue and Kitty run into each other in the hall. Kitty was up until 1 in the morning talking to Lance Alvers on the phone. Rogue prods Kitty about asking Lance to the dance. Lance to the dance. Kitty prods back about Rogue asking Scat. Rogue gets frustrated. Rogue is afraid of hurting Scott if they dance. Jean asks the girls to hold the elevator. Kitty doesn't want to go to the early morning practice. It's just a test for Kurt anyway. Jean tells Rogue it's important the whole team supports Kurt. Rogue mocks her and bounces.
That was beautiful.
Thank
you.
I like the
You're so
dynamic.
complimentary.
Complimentary. But I like the dynamic between all the girls here and how you kind of get where they stand, and Kitty's like, "Oh, you should ask Scott out. I know you like him." And it's like, "Oh wait, she's coming."
Yeah.
It does make them feel more like human friends from high school than it does mutant roommates that also go to save the world.
I agree.
It reminded me a lot of. Oh, go ahead, Sean. Sorry, go ahead.
Although I have to say, I'm kind of like, are they gonna get together yet? Like, I feel like we're Rachel and Rossing it here. Like, when is Scott and Jean gonna get together? I love it and hate it at the same time.
It is taking a really long time, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with it. I want to see my boy spread his wings, sample a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
You're a
Don't worry,
dirty
he does
girl.
that later in his life.
He should always do it because Jean is a lot. I'm just saying, like, she's a lot.
Yeah. And then he has to
got it.
deal with
Yeah.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Maddie the baddie, she's her own thing. God bless her.
Yeah.
That's my lady.
Mm-hmm.
Is it my turn? Is it my turn now?
Were you gonna say something, Ryan?
I was gonna say this. Watching this and like them talk and just be human in this, it reminded me of how Charlie said that it would have been cool to see the New Mutants do something like this in the previous episode. So it's like, see, they have the ability to do this writing. Why didn't they do this previously? Like,
Yeah.
Charlie should have been the writer of this. No.
So to fill you in, Megan, last week we had Charlie Peppers on, who is a writer on the show Poker Face, and he just
Okay.
threw out all these random like, "Oh, it'd be cool if this would have happened." We're like, "This is so much better! Like, why didn't you write this?"
I love people who do that. It's like, how does your brain think of these things?
Yeah.
Yeah, we basically like rewrote the whole episode as we were talking about it.
And it was 10 times better.
Yeah.
I mean, Marvel's just a call away, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you guys are right there.
Yeah.
We know they're listening.
Especially
Oh,
after 2 minutes to
100
handle.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, they have people who listen to these things, you know? They have to get a vibe of what the audience wants. So I do think that there are people out there that work for Marvel that do listen to these podcasts and all that.
Yeah.
Because
That's true.
like I'm sorry, Marvel's just normal human beings. There's no way you can think of all these things. You're getting them ideas from somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's very true.
It is
And
very
if
true.
it's anything like Drag Race listens in on all the girls' podcasts. They want to know what
Oh,
they're all
God, yeah.
saying.
Do you know how many times Bussy Queen is mentioned?
Yeah.
So
All right.
now,
Yeah.
Whenever
Okay.
you're ready. We'll be gentle. It's your first
this
time.
is it. This is it, guys. I'm glad I get to do this first time with people I really care about.
We're here for you.
So Kitty asks Jean if she's going to the dance with Duncan. Jean tells Kitty that Duncan already bought the tickets and is already wearing a condom. I like a man who's prepared, so. But hasn't even asked her yet. Jean is looking forward to disappointing Duncan. She has someone else in mind. Kitty, Rogue, and Jean walk into the danger room to find the other X-Men setting up their experiment with Kurt as the subject. Forge and Beast tinker away at the machine, as they sometimes do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have an issue.
Oh.
Tell us about it.
All right. So Forge in season 1, he's from like the 70s, right? 70s, 80s, whatever.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. So he comes back and he's just like, all right, guys, I'm back. I've been gone this came out in the 90s, so 20 years or whatever. His parents are like probably in like an old people's home or something. And like, he's like just still like, I don't know. Is he back at school? Like just came back. I need Forge has to have like his own little backstory episode because he can't just pop back up in here with just being like, yeah, I'm back, guys. There's so many questions.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I don't know if that's because, I mean, you'll get through this in this episode. This is definitely out of order. This is one of those episodes that is supposed to come later. I don't know if there's any explanation in the ones before, but according to my DVDs, Joyride and Walk on the Wild Side are before this, and this is very evident in this because things have changed for random reasons.
Okay.
Like Blob's hair.
Yeah, I have that as actually one of my notes in there too, and I was like, yeah, what is going on with Blob's hair?
Yeah.
Where did it go? He's not that old.
Yeah, and I saw a note that I guess Jean says something in Walk on the Wild Side about Duncan, like already have bought the Sadie Hawkins tickets, but
Yeah, that's mentioned in there, and yeah, it's weird. Lots of weirdness.
yeah, this order continuity is crazy, and we just decided let's go in the order of Disney Plus, but it's not perfect, so here we are.
Yeah.
We're just trying to keep up. We're doing our best.
Yeah. I do love how much of kind of a player Jean is. Like, she's dating Duncan, but she knows she doesn't want to be with Duncan. She wants to be with Scott, but she's just with Duncan in order to make Scott jealous in order to be with... She's a boss bitch.
Also, it's like the biggest like love. It's not even a triangle. I don't know. Is it like an octagon at this point? Like it's like Duncan, Jean, Scott, Rogue, Risty.
Taryn.
Like you know that Risty, even though Risty's her mom, for some reason she is acting like she wants to get into Rogue's panties for some reason too.
Yeah, she is.
Ew.
Well, I mean, it's Rogue.
True.
Yeah, true.
And this version of Rogue too. She is very
I love the gothic Rogue.
irresistible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's,
emo rogue.
we all need a gothic rogue type of person in our lives for various reasons, but we all need one.
I have
True.
one. Her name is Natasha, and I love her sometimes. She complains a lot.
Sometimes.
Hi, Natasha. No.
No, she knows
Hopefully
she
this
complains
is
a lot.
hopefully this is one of the times you love her.
Yeah, I think so. All right, and now
Ready?
I forget. Are we on Kevin? Yeah, go for it.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Xavier explains to Kurt that Forge has a theory. Kurt passes through another dimension when he ports. Forge's device will slow Kurt down while he ports to see where he goes. The machine will also boost Nightcrawler's port radius to just a boot anywhere on the globe. Forge and Cyclops put a device on Nightcrawler and prepare him for the trip. But I did like how it was like continuity, because it's like it's the same thing that brought him back that he was stuck in. It's like I recalculated it, reformatted it.
Yeah, there's still a lot of continuity in this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also at this point, they're like, hey, you're gonna go to the farthest you've ever ported before. Didn't he port to the carnival?
Yeah, I was going to bring
Yeah.
that up. We finally get
Right.
the explanation that his port radius is 2 miles. So
Miles.
Yeah.
unless he like port skipped and did like 2 miles at a time to the carnival, then yeah, I don't know.
And if that happened, that would have been really cool to see.
Right.
Yeah, I need answers.
Yeah. Also,
But
that would
wouldn't
have
it
been a really
have
funny
to?
thing.
I feel like the X Mansion's whole plot area is like 2 miles long, so it would have to be, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in this, they're like on the edge of a cliff, and they showed like the carnival was somehow across the ocean, so he would have had to like, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. Not cool.
Yeah.
not cool. All right, right.
All right. Nightcrawler ports into a sulfurous dimension with dinosaurs and other strange beasts. He ports out back into the real world. He's excited to see that it works. He hurries to port home to tell the others, but unknowingly leaves a rift open to the sulfur dimension.
Yeah, and I forgot it's called in the comics. It's the Brimstone dimension.
Brimstone.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I fixed
I
it on
like
some of the
sulfur and
notes.
sulfurous, though. Better.
Yeah,
It's fun to say.
it sounds better, right?
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you guys, do we ever really go into Kurt's like porting world in the comics? I don't really remember us ever like going into it.
I don't think so. I don't remember a time.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, maybe during like when was that, like Amazing X-Men or something, like where like he would do that, and then like you would see like the dark Bamfs or something like that. But like that was it. Because I feel like they're really combining Magic's powers in his in. Because at first I thought, are these dragon things supposed to be Evolution's brew? Like, is that what they're supposed to be? And like, they're just doing it, like being like, "Hey, we're adding them in here for this." But then later, even in the episode, like when they slowed down, I'm like, "Is this supposed to be Limbo?"
I don't know.
So
Oh.
here's why we're all forgetting it. I guess we did explore the Brimstone dimension in the Chuck Austin run of X-Men.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's when like they brought all of Nightcrawler's siblings, and they like explored that weird story about all Azazel's other kids, which, come to think of it, never really got explained how they're not his siblings anymore, since Azazel's not his dad. But yeah,
wait a
so I
minute,
guess
wasn't
that's
this
kind of when.
Stacy X and not Angel and Husk having sex in the sky run too?
I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
I'll forward you the issues on Unlimited. They're out there,
Okay.
and
okay.
people are upset about them.
But yeah, Chuck Austin, I guess, created the term brimstone dimension. Yeah.
Okay.
When
Now I want
was
to know
that,
what
though?
that is. I
Yeah,
want to see
when was
Angel having
that?
sex in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was actually over the Guthrie's house, and it was really weird. Like
Oh.
Mama Guthrie was there, and like you just saw clothes fly down.
That's so romantic.
Mhm.
It happened sometime in between 2002 and 2005. That was the entirety of his run.
Yeah, I want to say it was through that time actually, because it was one of these subtitles during like when Grant Morrison had his X-Men, the new X-Men, and then there was like Extreme X-Men, and then this was another sub team that Angel was the leader of. Also, when we found out that he was able to heal people with his blood.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. That's a crazy time.
Yeah.
All right. Later that day at school, Kurt fills in Scott and Jean about his porting adventure. Kurt is enamored with how smart Forge is. Jean goes to leave, but before she goes, she asks Scott if they can talk after lunch. Kurt excitedly tells Scott that he thinks Jean is going to ask him to Sadie Hawkins. Scott doubts it. So, quick question for you guys. I forgot to ask this earlier. If Forge did have his own spin-off show that fills in like how he acclimated back to this time, what would it be called?
Forge to the Future.
Nice.
X-Men Evolution, Forge Fast, Forge Furious.
I like that one.
Yeah.
X-Men Evolution, Days of Forge Past.
4G Vision.
Forge Vision. Let's forge on.
Yeah.
X-Men Evolution, Forge yeah!
Forge, yeah.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't watch that show. I'll be honest with you.
Valid.
Valid.
It's just like, if you were never with Storm, I probably would not care whatever happened to you. So sorry, Forge, but even in the newest X-Force, I'm just like, just die. Just
No.
He's
And
just
they
so
even made him
annoying.
an Omega now, and I'm like, couldn't you like make him at least have an Omega cool story instead of an Omega lame story?
Right. And it's like, you have been so unhelpful. It's been like 5 comics so far, and you've been so unhelpful. Come on. You're an Omega, then I'm an Omega.
Oh yes.
And we found out your power would be to grow a beard, even though you're a woman.
Well, it would do a lot more use than he has done in the current X-Force.
That's
But I'm not bitter at all. All right. Kitty approaches Lance Alvers in the hall. He gets weird and tries to avoid her. Kitty chases after him and asks Lance to the dance. Lance to the dance. At first, Lance seems trepidatious. Then he wholeheartedly accepts. He gets so excited, he shakes the earth. Find you a Lance that'll shake the earth just because you get to go dance with him.
Amen, Mama.
Yeah, I would just bend over right there. Just let him go at it.
Same. At that point, yeah.
Yeah. Shake me like you shook the earth. Is that an earthquake? No, it's Ramon. Romeo
Also,
Michelle's
Kitty
happy
asking
reunion.
Lance, it was so 90s, like 90s sitcom and everything. Like him turn around and be like, of course I'll go. Like,
I thought about it. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
She's like, and then she's just like,
she's like, oh yeah.
okay.
You reminded me of Ben Stiller's character from Dodgeball when you said that. The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
Nice.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Oh my god, that was perfect.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
Okay. In class later, that cute girl in Kurt's class seems preoccupied. Her and Kurt make eyes at each other. In the hall after class, she asks Kurt to the dance. He accepts. It's super awkward.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And at this point, I had no idea. I had no idea who she was yet. Even when they said her name later, I was still like, wait, I still don't know who this is. I'll tell you when it clicked.
When it clicked.
Yep.
Gotta find Amanda.
Is her last name Hug and Kiss?
Yeah, right?
We're all looking for them. No.
Yep.
Back at the manor, Forge, Xavier, and Logan look over the footage from Nightcrawler's trip to the Sulfur Dimension. Forge is excited to find that there is organic life in the other dimension. Logan pauses on a huge T-Rex lurking in the shadows. Xavier is scared for Kurt's safety with the dino sneaking a boot. Logan offers to go with Kurt the next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And good for you, Logan, for looking out for these kids. Professor X isn't doing it. Someone's gotta.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're really big Xavier haters on this show of
Oh my
him,
God.
especially in Evolution.
Mhm.
I am too. He is such a villain, and I'm sick of people pretending he's not.
Yeah.
When we see the voice of Kitty in July, we have to actually get a voice bit of her saying, "Xavier, you're a jerk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Xavier's a jerk."
That's how you should open every episode with that voice. Oh my god, that would be so cool.
That could be our sign off.
Yeah. You know what? We didn't even ask you, Megan. What is your relationship with Evolution? Like, have you watched it all the way through? Do you like it? Where does
Yeah.
it fall within the other shows?
I always liked Evolution the best. I started on the animated series, but I mean, Evolution kind of caught my eye because I was a little gothic, little loving girl. I was like, that's my vibe. So when I first saw Rogue, I was like, this show's it. And then I've loved it ever since. Plus, like Nightcrawler, all up and down that show has always resonated with me.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried watching it 3 times. I could never get past season 1. So this is like my first time finally watching it all the way through. And I'm glad I am.
What?
Yeah. These two keep telling me like it gets better. And it does. It's getting better.
Yeah.
X-Men Evolution?
Yeah. I did not like
Oh,
season 1.
I thought you were talking about X-Men the animated series, and I was like, that's fair. But like X-Men Evolution, I think is like so many levels above the animated series.
Wow.
Very nice.
Wait, I have to go
Yeah.
call the Leewalds real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I will tell them myself. I don't care. It's just so dated. If you don't have that nostalgia factor that you had when you first watched it, like if this is your first time watching it, good luck. That is a hard show to get into. But X-Men Evolution, I feel like it kind of resonates with all different types of people in the audience.
Okay, that's fair.
What
can
was
see that 'cause-
your... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, because my friend Michael just recently watched all the X-Men series and he liked Evolution the best. Just the animation style, the
Yeah.
eventual stories, it was easier for him. What are you going to say, Ryan?
Being somewhat of an X fan yourself, Megan, are there any characters, since you're such a huge fan of Evolution, are there any characters that you wish you could have seen in Evolution? And if so, who?
That I wish I could have seen in Evolution.
Yeah, like a
Um,
character. Sorry, Sean. This is ruining it for you.
I actually can't think of any. I like what they gave us. I think every mutant fit that show really, really well, and I don't really see any others going in there because my favorites are Nightcrawler and Kitty Pryde. That's all I asked for. So
Yeah.
there wasn't any that was like, oh, I have to see them in Evolution. It was just more like, I like what they did. I think any more would have taken away from the other characters.
Nice.
Valid.
And Evolution's great for both of those characters, so that
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
You must be a huge fan of Excalibur.
I do like Excalibur. That's that was one of the first comics I ever read. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Also because Megan is in it, and that's me.
Whenever I think of your name, I think of Megan or Megan from Young Justice, where she's always like, "Hello, Megan."
Oh my god, I loved Young Justice. That was such a good show.
It was.
It took me so long to understand why people said that to me. No one would tell me. I had no freaking clue until I found out, until I watched it. And I was like, oh, it was like a million light bulbs went out. I was like, oh, I was talking to nerds. Oh, it makes sense.
Hello, Megan.
We're all out there.
We're all out there.
Love
Yep.
it. Representation.
Yep. All right, back at school. It's lunchtime. Scott, Spike, and Kurt are eating together. Kurt is wondering what he should wear to the dance. Spike reminds Kurt that the image inducer won't hide Amanda feeling his furry fingers when they dance. It's a furry finger. That sounds a little naughty. Kurt flips the fuck out. Scott tells Kurt to pretend he has a rash. I love that so much because I could just imagine going to dance to something like, I have a rash.
Exactly. Like, that's supposed to make it better.
It's like, why are you here?
Yeah.
And on both hands, what were you doing with your hands?
Yeah.
It's that big.
Poison ivy.
Fair.
Poison ivy.
Yeah,
So
you're
he'll
just
wear
feeling up
gloves.
Poison Ivy's cute little self there. That makes sense.
Yep.
That's what we're calling it. Okay.
Mhm.
Spike points out Taryn approaching. She asks Scott to the dance. Jean spots Scott with Taryn and chickens out. A small ways away, Risty asks Mystique to the dance. Meanwhile, downstairs, the Dino Monster gets closer to coming through the portal.
Did you guys?
I had a thought
Did you guys
today.
notice that-
Do you think
Go ahead.
we always talk at the same time? Just you and me. I was wondering if they were going to name her Misty, but that's too obvious to Mystique, so they changed it to Risty. Do you think that's where the
Yeah.
name came from?
She's like, yeah, bro, let's go together. You can cuddle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it's a short, real Mystique, so it's Risty. Real Mystique.
Real Mystique.
Maybe.
I'm the real Mystique. I'm standing up.
Did you guys feel like Taryn's face kind of changed quite a bit? I feel like her face, like, it was drawn really
She got a
long,
facelift.
then it wasn't drawn as long. And then at one point in this, I'm like, when did Taryn turn into Vanessa from The Little Mermaid? Like, that's what her face looked like at
Yeah.
one point. Now it's all like,
God, that's true. Oh.
I don't know. I was here for it. But also, is that Mystique? Is it Taryn? Who is it? I don't know. No,
I thought it was Taryn.
no, it's Taryn. I know. I'm just saying they drew her
Oh,
face
okay,
so
okay.
weird, like through different. Like, I want to say she was in like 3 different shots, and in each different shot she was drawn like very differently in
Yeah.
each shot.
It's kind of like they got to the end of the episode and they're like, oh, we need one more scene. And they're like, okay, just throw whatever drawings you have in there. They'll be fine. No one will notice. The heroes are here. Just, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it to the new guy, Jake. He'll draw something. Just give it to Jake.
Oh, what the fuck, Jake?
What the fuck, Jake?
Okay. As everyone is leaving school, Taryn brags to her friends about Scott saying yes. Taryn says hi to Jean, and Jean moodily gets into Duncan's car and they drive off. Taryn and friends can tell Jean is super jelly. Taryn doesn't feel bad for Jean. She's had so many chances with Scott. Tell her, girl. Yes.
Right. And they live together.
Like, how did you
Right.
not get it in by now? Like, he's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she did tuck him into bed so nicely the last episode, though. It was really nice and cute.
So sweet.
She was possessed,
You could have-
Ryan.
You could have gotten it in there. The bed was there, Ryan.
That's true. Is it cheating if he's sleeping?
If you have to ask, you're a creeper.
Personal experience tells me they always wake up. So you could have tried.
Yeah, that's true.
At least for the last part, they wake up.
I mean, you know what? It's gonna get weird. I'm gonna get weird. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
All right. At the Brotherhood, come dump House of Doom, the team the team mocks Lance Alvers for accepting Kitty's invite to the dance. Blob and Toad say they wouldn't be caught dead at the dance. Boom Boom mocks Blob and says she was going to ask him. Blob gets excited. And then Boom Boom has the idea for all of them to crash the dance together. Like, you don't want to take me? You don't want to take me? I'm going. I'm amazing.
I'm gonna wear this beautiful freaking Valentine's Day tiara and look hideous.
Yeah, weird Barbie extravaganza. Yeah.
I didn't like her dance look, but that was a boot for me. Sorry, not a toot.
Yeah.
But this is where I noticed that Blob didn't have hair, and I was like, where the fuck did his hair go?
He got a haircut for the dance.
Yes, which happens on Walk on the Wild Side. We'll see it actually happen later in a future episode.
We'll see
It's
it
all
in
just so
the
confusing.
future.
This is really
Future
how
past.
comics work,
Is the future
though.
past.
Like,
Yeah.
it's wild.
Episodes of Future Past.
Oh, is it me? Sorry.
okay.
Back in the danger room, the X team gathers to look over Kurt's footage from the sulfur dimension. Xavier freezes on the dino monster lurking aboot. Xavier wants Kurt to go back, but Kurt is scared shitless. Logan offers to go with him. Forge tells Kurt that he's going to slow down the port even more this time so he can get more data.
Yeah.
Because Forge can stay there and do as much work as he wants because his parents are in an old people's home.
Yeah.
Just Forge saying, I know you're scared, but you're going to go back because I need this.
Yeah,
But-
right.
Bro, the audacity.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to be honest with you, that is very Forge.
It is very Forge.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
walking audacity problem.
Mhm.
That's his middle name.
Yep.
All right. Logan and Kurt prepare to make the jump. They connect to each other through a safety line. Instead of Forge's lab, this time they are going to port into the school gym. Logan and Kurt go into the sulfur where they awkwardly float to boot. The dino demons attack them. They look like little baby devil dinosaurs. That's what I thought of.
Oh, they do. I didn't even think about that. I was going to be like,
Aw.
raptors, right? Raptors.
Yeah. Logan fends them off. Suddenly, the port completes, and Logan and Kurt find themselves in the Gaim. Kurt is done teleporting ever again. As Logan calls Xavier for an old school soccer mom van pickup, a portal slowly starts to open in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, out of all things to happen at the Sadie Hawkins dance, that might as well, right? Like, who's had a good experience?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
true.
if I've actually went to that's the one where the girls ask the guy, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
I went
but
to
it's
an all-guys
like,
school.
but I mean, you still could go if you're asked.
I mean, I guess that every girl, because there were like there's maybe like one co-ed school in my area, and
Oh,
the
you just
others were all boys or all girls. So kind of like every girl dance was a Sadie Hawkins dance, I guess.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that sounds like no fun. The whole fun of high
Yeah.
school was being co-ed and doing weird stuff. And okay, I'm so sorry. It got weird again.
No, I agree with you.
You're right.
Yeah. So in the van ride home, Kurt tells Xavier, Forge, and Logan about never porting again. They want to make it back in. Forge has ideas for a protective suit. Xavier finally steps up and tells Kurt he doesn't have to port if he doesn't want to. Xavier doesn't want to jeopardize Kurt's safety. Logan is more concerned about the creatures following them back through the portal, but what are the odds of that happening?
Never.
It's impossible
Never.
unless the portal doesn't close properly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Impossible.
I was so mad in this scene because Xavier can drive. He's been making Storm drive him everywhere this whole series. But this
how can he
asshole
drive
can
with your
drive-
legs though?
Right, that's the other thing. Is he using
How,
his
you
mind
can't
powers?
do the brakes.
Mhm.
This
He's
is
using
like a
his
huge.
mind powers. I'm gonna say that to make the
Oh,
brakes
okay.
go. But this asshole can drive.
Yeah. Almost feels racist.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
It's- See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm
Glad it's
okay.
not just me.
Yep. But also, this is the first time, in my opinion, in this whole series that Xavier's finally like, no, this is the safety of my students. I was like, who is this man? Is this a
I know.
clone? Is this
What?
Cassandra Nova? Like, he actually cares about his students suddenly.
Like you don't have to port if you don't want to. Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't have to call. You don't have to pull.
You don't have to port. Not color.
But as soon as he needs it, he'll be like, port! Port, damn it!
Accurate.
Mm-hmm. The Sadie Hawkins dance is in full swing. What could go wrong? Principal Kelly awkwardly watches from the sidelines. The Brotherhood watch as Pietro shows up with 4 girls. A slow dance starts and Kurt dances with Amanda. She likes his gloves. They're sexy. A little ways away, Jean watches Scott dancing with Tamron as Duncan chismes with his friends. Jean's in the corner, watching him kiss her, dancing on her own. That was horrible. Sorry, sexy X's. Yeah. Risty approaches Jean and points out that Jean would rather be dancing with Scott, like the bitch she is. Just then, Rogue arrives and Risty ditches Jean. That's such a
Aw.
Mystique move, too.
Yeah. It was amazing.
She's like,
It's
I know
also
you
a
wanna
high
fuck
school
him.
move. It's
Oh,
such a
yeah.
high school move. Little
Mystique
bitch.
is high school.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's also something, it's funny, my mom complains about my grandma on my dad's side doing this, like just saying exactly what you don't want to hear in that moment. And my mom does it to me. I'm like, bitch, you're doing the same thing you hate to me right now. I think my mom's Mystique. Yeah.
That means
Kurt,
Oh my
is that
God.
you?
It's yes, Liebchen. So we had a quick 2000s moment. It's Kevin's favorite style again, but it was like up a notch right here because the guy
Yeah.
was wearing a tuxedo like printed t-shirt, but he also tucked it into his boxers at a dance.
Terrible.
It was
Like I'm not going home with you tonight. That's for sure.
right.
it's what the kids call Riz. It's Riz, guys. And it worked.
Okay. It didn't work for
That's what
him.
Riz is. I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't want the Riz. I'll stick with the
Is there an
jizz.
ointment? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Kurt needs some for his gloves.
Yeah. You need to oil them up.
I'm still stuck on
Alright.
Sean saying I'd rather take the jizz thing. I'm so sorry. Like that was such a big thing to say. That was so big.
You're welcome.
It was a power move if I ever seen it.
Sean out here taking
Yep. I'm taking it right now.
like a pro.
Beautiful. Moving on. In Forge's old lab, the sulfur portal gets bigger. One of the dino monsters is able to slip through. Oh my goodness. Back on the dance floor, Amanda admits to Kurt that she knows Kurt doesn't really look like the way he does. And he's like, what? What are you talking about? And Kurt tries to avoid the subject. Amanda tells him she can't wait till he's ready to tell her.
Amanda has a kink.
I've seen things.
Amanda just showed us her kink.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No kink shaming on this podcast.
Did I ever tell you? I
Do your
love
thing, girl.
blue?
We're both wearing it.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
And this is the moment that I realized, oh my fucking God, this is Amanda Sefton. I was like, I know her last name. This is Amanda Sefton. I was so excited because like she's so underused in the comics. We get little blips of her, but we get to see her in this show. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Sean, I have a confession.
Tell me, Ryan.
I literally have in my notes. Who's Amanda? Is she in the comics? Is this her sister? Is this his sister? Like,
Is this his sister? It's funny because you do have to ask that.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to research her. Like before the I watched the episode late this week. I watched it maybe like an hour before, or rewatched it. I've seen it a few times, but I rewatched it and I was like, wait a minute, is this his sister? No, wait,
No.
maybe it is. I don't know. I'll ask Sean. And you did, and you answered it already. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And I've told Kevin this before on this show. I have the same kink as Amanda. I don't know why, but I love blue people. I think Nightcrawler's hot. I think Archangel's hot. Like, give me out the blue people. They can blue Davudi all over me.
Like Beast does have a certain, I can't believe I'm gonna say BDE again in this episode, but he does have a certain air of it, you know? Like I get it. Blue is a big, bold color. You have to be good at a few things to pull that off.
Yeah, I agree.
But see, like there was a while, like 90s Beast, first Harry Beast. Yeah, I'd still hit it. But like when he turned into like Cat Beast, that was where I was like, I don't know right now. Like, yeah. Have you ever felt like a cat tongue? Like there's like kind of like weird
sandpaper.
Yeah, sandpapery, and I was like, ow, you know, like yeah. But then when he did some more experiments on himself and was more ape-like, then I was like, okay, all right, maybe again.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's where I stand
You
with
do
Beast.
you.
You know? Yeah.
Not
Okay.
right. I died when you said, not right now. I'm busy now. Because it's like, oh my God, we've all lived the same life. We've all said this before.
That's amazing.
No, thank you. Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I got a headache.
Oh my God.
All right. Back in the danger room, Xavier, Forge, and Logan go through the data from the experiment. Forge pushes to keep the experiment going. Xavier tells Forge to drop it. Just then, a portal begins to open behind Logan. Forge notices it. The three gentlemen watch as a dino monster comes through the portal. Danger. I don't know why I love that so much.
Yeah. Danger. Did I screw it up? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry, we're I printed out a script for Kevin, so we're not like leaning over each other
Yeah.
to read, since we're
Just making sure.
in the
You're
same. I was like, wait, did I screw up
No.
the pages for you?
I would have loved to see you guys leaning over each other. That would have been fun.
Oh, he's wearing blue. That tracks with what we just talked about.
Yeah. Yep.
I know.
Yeah.
Told
Look-
you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should have seen it coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ha,
Mhm.
Maybe
seen
you
it
will.
coming. Maybe I will.
The pot is young. No.
Back at the school, Blob and Toad are in the hall. They're done dancing. They see a dino monster walking into the halls, and Toad lets out an adorable scream. Boom Boom comes in to join them, just in time to see the dino. It lunges at him. Cock blocked.
Cock blocked.
Oh. Now can we talk about that hideous outfit that Boom Boom's wearing?
Tell us about it. It's bad.
Like, it's a total boot. Like, I mean, honestly, like, she's literally wearing, you know, those things that you get like at children's children's birthday parties, where it's like, or like the Happy New Year things that like
Oh,
you
yeah.
put on, like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
a Happy New Year like headband, and then on there has like a cardboard like little like Happy New Year on there. Hers was basically like a little castle with little hearts coming out of it. It looked like she was attending a Valentine's Day party. Like it was like the bottom portion of it I could deal with. It was very Madonna, like kind of like Material Girl-esque kind of thing. But then that hat, like, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't mean to RuPaul's Drag Race judge her like that, but
This
It was a
deserves
boot.
it.
yeah,
You're right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Megan. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we.
I feel like
expect more
Sean
from
was
Boom
looking
Boom.
at me like, "What are you talking about?" Ryan?"
No, that's just how I look at you.
Facts are facts, America.
These things have to be stopped. This is how it starts. One complaint at a time.
Thank you. Back at the dance, a portal opens between Lance and Kitty. Two dino monsters come through into the gym. All the kids scatter. Scott blasts the monsters because, you know, no one needs to see him use his powers in a gym full of students that he's supposed to be hiding his powers from, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Also, I do love when he does do this, that Taryn's all like, ah! Like covering her eyes.
That's a normal reaction.
And it's not like he looked behind her to be like, oh, is she covering her eyes? He just
Right.
did it. The other goes to attack Duncan and his friends. Jean battles it with her mind. Kurt desperately tries to protect Amanda. One of the creatures sees them. Amanda begs Kurt to port them away. She says she's seen him do it before. Kurt acquiesces. They
Acquiesce.
acquiesce? Yeah.
I like how we all just try not to laugh. That was so cute, Ryan. You're so cute.
Yeah. Acquiesces?
Yeah.
Acquiesces.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
Kurt acquiesces. They end up in the hall by the lockers. The two decide to talk later. Escape first.
See, and that's why I look at you like that, because you say things like acquiesces.
Sorry.
I will never read that word the right way again. That is a quizzes forever.
Yeah, I like
My
that
great
better.
grandchildren will know it as that.
Oh, that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rapport. There you go.
Oh yeah, rapport. And what's the one that I can't say that you always say for me?
Oh, what is that one? There's something you say too.
I can't remember it. Oh well.
Oh,
And I use
surreptitiously.
Oh, surreptitiously. That's the one. I always say surreptitiously.
I like
I have-
surreptitiously though.
I have
I
literally
feel like
never said
you're
that
gonna
word
hear
out
like a
loud.
rapper use that in a rap or something, you know, like
It should be in a rap. I like that.
surreptitiously.
Kevin.
All right. Okay. Outside the school, the students go running from the dinos. The X-Van pulls up just in time. Forge and Logan leap into action. Inside the school, Risty and Rogue fend off a dino. Forge uses his machine to send the dino back to Sulphurland. Logan and Forge go to shut down the lab portal, and then Risty is excited to know Forge is. It's like, tell me more, person with your contraption.
Yeah, you could see that she was a little excited. She was like, "Who's this one I don't know about? He wasn't on the DVD
Right.
that I slithered away like a snake."
Like a snack.
Risty is such a pick me. Like, calm down. No one's excited about Forge. Like, relax.
That's why she
No.
wants him. She preys on the weak.
Oh,
Oh, that's
also,
such
dude,
a
this could
solid
be
burn.
This could be like a huge callback though too, because Forge and Mystique, you know, used to bump uglies for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Who didn't?
So
Other than the X-Men.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Especially
they all just.
Mystique. She's been around.
Well, I mean, like, she could turn into anyone. Dude, I want
Yeah.
a roster of how many different forms she's taken and how many people she's done it with. Like, I want to know if Charles Xavier has asked her to be Myra or someone super weird like Bane. Just something weird. I don't know. These are things I think.
You know what I
What
just
was
thought
that? Like
of? You got my
who? Who
mind
was that?
going.
Who was the person you said, Megan? Like who?
Bane.
Like Bane from the DC universe.
Mm-hmm. That would be
He
like
made it
fucking his
pop.
brother. Yeah.
Yes. Look, Charles Xavier is a weirdo.
Mhm.
We all know that.
I feel like, you know how
Um,
drag queens sometimes sit around and talk about how real they were, or like how they got somebody who thought they were really a woman. I want a show of like shapeshifters sitting around being like, yeah, I totally fucked that guy. He thought I was he thought I was Storm. You know, talking about how they passed as someone.
Oh my gosh.
mhm.
That would be scandalous.
It would.
Yeah.
It would be called Two Shift, Two Shiftiest. All right.
Wait,
Scott,
did you guys
Jean,
think
Kitty.
that? Did you guys think that the machine that Forge used? I know it was used in his first episode, but didn't it really look like the mirror dimension machine from Superman? Like the one that like he uses actually to like it. That's exactly what it looked like, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit doing in here? Like,
Oh,
you're
it
in the
did. I
wrong
didn't realize
universe,
that.
man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really
So I guess
did.
Superman is canon. Because, like, Forge definitely stole that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, all he has
Can't
to
even
do is
come up
see
with
it,
his
and
own
he
thoughts.
can make it or think it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry for interrupting you, as always, Sean.
Yeah, he's trash. Continue.
It's what we do, Ryan. All right. Scott, Jean, Kitty, and Forge team up to go shut down the portals. They come across Blob sitting on a dino. Forge blasts the dino back to its own dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Ta-da.
Yeah. Outside, Amanda tells Kurt about when the first time she saw his true form, and that's when she fell in lust. He was arguing with Rogue in the hall and turned fuzzy, then poured it out. Amanda urges Kurt to show his true form to her. Kurt is reticent.
Yes.
Mhm.
Kurt
I am
says
reticent.
doesn't want to. I don't know. That's not a word I've ever said. Kurt is reticent, but he agrees. Amanda tells Kurt blue is her favorite color. Horny little thing. Kurt invites her out to ice cream. The episode abruptly ends, and I think we know where it went
Yep.
in between their pants.
Whoa. Whoa. We don't talk like that on this show, Megan. Whoa.
Mm-mm. No.
You
It
said you were.
wasn't in their pants. They fucked behind dumpsters. Get real.
Hang on. Like, hey, he's classy. It would be in front of the dumpster.
That's true. Mhm.
True.
There could be rats behind there.
Ew.
But I love that we go back to this a past episode when he poured it in the middle of the school, and we are like, "How does nobody see this?" I'm like, "Well, somebody did." So that was good.
That is
I
actually.
love
I didn't
that
even think
too.
about
Yeah.
that. This finally
Yeah.
addresses us being like, these kids obviously know who they are or what they are. Like,
Yeah. So people are noticing. Just this is the first time we get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's talk about how we like the episode and then rate it. Britishly bitchin' like Emma, pretty cool like Iceman, Australian Wolverine, you kind of love it but kind of hate it. Fat and sweaty like Jubilee, or unspeakable like X-Men Origins Deadpool. Who would like to go first?
why don't you explain to Megan the listings so we don't seem like jerks to Jubilee?
Okay.
That was the one. I was like, oh. But the others were like, they're pretty self-explanatory. But the other one was like, that feels really personal.
In season 1 of
92.
X-Men 92, Gambit is constantly talking about either
Oh.
Jubilee's weight or her being
I
sweaty.
get it. When how do you sweat so much but not lose any weight, petite? Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why we
It
needed
became a
that.
joke on the show, on our podcast
Yeah.
here.
We really do like Jubilee.
Yeah.
She's cool.
Yeah.
We do.
I actually don't. I can't stand that little bastard.
Neither do we. We hate her. All right, but now that we got the ratings
So-
down, who wants to go first?
Great.
Ladies first.
Oh, that's me. Okay. I'll say pretty
You
cool.
don't know what
like
we
Iceman.
identify as, Megan. No.
That is honestly the scariest thing to hear as a straight white cis woman. Because I was like, oh shit, I never asked.
Don't let him bully you.
Well played. I would say pretty cool like Iceman. I think there's a really good bit of continuity, which we don't see a lot of from shows from the 90s. Like every episode, it is usually its own standalone thing. Plus, like I really like seeing Jean be pissed off.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Ray, you next.
All right. I'm giving this one an Australian Wolverine. Kind of love it, kind of hate it. I also feel like this definitely was a filler episode. We kind of went back into like, what was it, a Storm Adrift or something, or Adrift and African Storm or something. Those we thought were kind of filler episodes as well. Like I feel like this as well too, but it just didn't. But that's also me just knowing what is yet to come, and I'm just excited for future episodes. I felt like this was more of a filler. Go ahead, whoever's next.
Kevin.
Yeah.
No one respond. Yeah, just someone else say something.
What should I give this? I think I'm gonna give it a pretty cool 2.
Okay.
I do like the characterizations. I think we got a lot of really fun character play in this episode, and I did like the continuity a lot. I liked that they kind of explained Nightcrawler's powers. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of felt like this was like what Power Surge was to Jean is, this episode to Nightcrawler. Like we get more about his power. We get to see where he goes, where he teleports. We get Amanda Sefton, and because of that reason, I gave it a pretty cool like Iceman. So we only have one hater today. Only one hater, Ryan.
Oh my god! I think that actually makes me happy though, because you liked it more than I did. So you're becoming one of us.
Damn it, it's working. All right, and for today's X Factor. So our X Factor, we talk about what's like your favorite
Do
part
we
of
do
this
MXP
episode.
first, though?
What?
Do we do
MXP?
MXP
Oh,
first?
MXP. I did skip MXP. All right, MXP, most excellent player. Who was the most excellent player in this episode?
I'll go first. Boom Boom's tiara.
Ew. This is why I look at you this way. I'll give it to Logan. I thought Logan was stand up in this. He was like, I'll protect the kid. I'll go in with the kid. Like, I really like Logan. Soft
put that too.
Professor X, because he actually like did something for once. He drove.
Yeah, I put Wolverine too, just because he was actually being proactive and being willing to help and protect and, you know, do his part. He's really great.
Yeah. And he was the first one who came up with, wait, what happens to these portals if they don't close? Like,
He's
he put that
questioning
in
when
everybody's
he should
head.
be questioning,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of experience. He definitely knew that something bad was coming. He could
Yeah.
smell it.
Question.
Amanda Thirst.
That is her name, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Amanda Hug and Kiss.
I'm sorry. What were you going to say before I rudely interrupted?
I was gonna say about the brimstone dimension when, you know, when Nightcrawler and Wolverine were there and the cord got sliced. If they weren't touching, would Wolverine have been stuck there?
Probably. You're right.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, they better get together quick.
That's a whole
I
nother
was
show,
nervous.
Kevin.
Yeah.
And so is yours, Amanda Thirst?
Oh, whoops. I would say Nightcrawler. He
Hmm.
did all the teleporting. Our boy really had to work in this episode, even though he was scared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I know. Props to him for still teleporting him after all he just went through.
Yeah, props for him for having to get traumatized by Forge and him still doing his job.
Yep.
Pretty spot on for Forge.
True.
And is yours really going to be Boom Boom's tiara?
All right, fine. I'll give a real one. I'm going to go with Nightcrawler as well. Just
Okay.
because he did have to overcome, you know, he had to overcome fears for his sister so that he could have sex in front of a dumpster. So
You had us in the first half. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. We were going somewhere for a second.
You always think so. And then I get you.
Yep. Then you get me. All right. On the X Factor, it's your favorite moment of the episode or thing that joins us to the greater X-Men universe. Thing that it showcased. I'm going to be a basic bitch. We got Amanda Sefton. I'm so excited by that.
Yeah, it's neat that they're bringing her in there and giving her some
Mm-hmm.
representation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure this is the first time and only time we've ever gotten an animation version of her.
Yeah.
Mine will probably be the Brimstone Dimension. Even though I kind of thought that it was Limbo. For both of those reasons, it could be an X Factor. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dimension, with Kurt's Dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is kind of like that. I put that they really explored Nightcrawler's powers, that they explained how they work. You know, that he can only go 2 miles and he has to see what he's going to. Because I don't think they ever talked about that before, even though they totally broke those rules plenty previously. It's
Yeah.
still nice that they're exploring that, and they're exploring the brimstone dimension, which is something that's known, but we never got to see. So yeah, it's all that is the X factor.
Cool.
So that was my answer. I would say some of my favorite moments were them not being X-Men, not being mutants, but just being like high school students who are friends, like Scott saying she's going to see your hands, or Jean, Rogue, and Kitty kind of having their little clicky thing before the danger room. I like those. I think it not humanizes them, but makes them more relatable.
Yeah. And
Agreed.
that's a big thing that Charlie Peppers pointed out is he feels the relationships in this episode are so well put together, and we get to see small moments rather than just action like in X-Men 92.
Okay.
So that is a very valid point.
Thanks.
Well, let's get into our Danger Room Divas. So last week it was Wolfsbane versus Lady Deathstrike. Who would be more of a Disney adult? So before I go over the answers, Megan, who would you choose out of Lady Deathstrike or Wolfsbane?
Okay. So this is not a thought that's ever crossed my mind in my entire 32 years on this earth. I feel like Wolfsbane just because I really don't see Lady Deathstrike doing it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like one or the other. So I think it's Wolfsbane.
Yeah, and I didn't want to say it on the episode because I didn't want to give Ryan an advantage, but he missed a big argument in my opinion. Hari, who she had a baby with, is a prince. She was living the Disney princess life.
Oh.
And if you think about it, she, Marvel or Disney owns Marvel. He's a prince from Marvel. She is a Disney princess.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that is very valid.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. But
as weird as it sounds, I was thinking about that in the shower the other day.
That's where I get my best thoughts in. I'm constantly texting people like, I was just in the shower thinking of this, and they're like, that's weird. I'm like, is it though?
Yeah. No, you're alone. You're just with your thoughts,
Yeah.
Staring at the wall.
Well, this shook out. Lady Deathstrike got 35% of the votes, and Wolfsbane got 65%. So you still did a bang up job of selling it. All right, so I'm excited to have Megan play. Megan, who would you like to challenge?
Like person in here or character?
Person in here.
In here? Okay. Ryan, you went last week? That was you last week? Okay. Kevin.
Okay.
And Megan, would you like to be a hero or a villain?
A villain.
Okay. So we're going to spin for you.
Is it really a spinner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no
Shadow
shit.
King.
Shadow King.
Cool.
All right.
Come on, Farouk.
Yeah, Farouk. Shadow King versus Emma Frost.
Okay.
Oh.
We're going to have... Okay. That's interesting. It's Emma Frost, and we have you who voiced Emma Frost. So I think this means something.
Wow.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
The X-Men gods are looking upon us.
So we have two bitchy women going against each other, and who would most likely shop at Target?
Come on, Gambit, can't you make this program a little tougher?
Oh, it's no game club. It's the Danger Room. It's where we train.
Danger Room Divas!
Simulation complete.
So I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock, and then we're going to argue who would be more likely to shop at Target, Shadow King or Emma Frost. Megan, you get to choose. Do you want to go first, or do you want Kevin to go first?
Kevin, you can go first, because I clearly didn't get the memo here.
You got this, Kev. You got this. Come on.
You got this, Kev. All right. Ready, set, go.
All right, Emma Frost will shop at Target because it's her one-stop shop for everything that the mansion may need. She can, get the food, she can get the supplies, she can get the office things. She can get an outfit though. But I feel like Target outfits she wouldn't like so much. She'd probably take them and then buy the bedazzles to make it even fancier. That's what she do. She'll modify the outfits at Target. She maybe get a nice little movie for her movie nights. I don't know. But I think that's
I don't think I've ever seen Emma wear bedazzled clothes, but sure, why not?
Also, I love the movie night. I'm like, what's next? You gonna pick up a Nickelback CD?
Yeah, you never know.
2 weeks ago it was, who would be more likely to listen to Nickelback, Multiple Man or Val Cooper? All right.
Why would it not be Val Cooper?
That Val would be under her desk masturbating to Nickelback at work.
Yeah.
At work.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Right? That sells it.
That's it.
He got my vote.
Right, Megan.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Sorry, Sean. He got my vote.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yep. Ready?
Okay.
Set, go.
Gentlemen and gentlemen of the jury, I'm here to tell you why Shadow King would be more likely to work at Target. Shop at Target. He's all about the multiverse. Multiverse everything, right? He goes everywhere. He sees everything. He's been to every store. But you know what's in every multiverse? A Target. And yes, he likes to travel. He likes to go wherever he wants. But sometimes he just wants to feel at home. He has a Starbucks in the Target. Do you know how hard it is to get multiversal Starbucks? He shops at Target, and you know it in your hearts.
You know it in your hearts.
You know it in your hearts.
Why did I see like Megan at like the Avita like thing like doing gentlemen and gentlemen of the jury?
Exactly.
I should have next time.
Amazing.
For me, Argentina.
This is why Shadow King shops at Target Argentina.
Exactly.
Cool. So we will be back next week with the retreat. But in the meantime, we were so thankful to have you come on the pod and get to know our sexy XCs. Where can they find you?
Anywhere that's Vigilante Vibes podcast, or Vigilante Vibes pod, which is a few places, but just look up Vigilante Vibes podcast and you'll find me everywhere. Also, thank you for having me. I love you guys. You guys are amazing, and I had the best time. I'm usually not on a podcast like this late. It's 9:30 p.m. my time, but like I feel like I could go for like 3 more hours because you guys are awesome.
Well,
Let's do it. Let's go.
But I'll go.
But wait, I still have to eat dinner, guys. I'm gonna get hangry.
All right. And Kevin, where can the people find you?
You can find me at KJEEZY87 or the podcast Words of the Witches. Those places. That's where they be.
Yeah. Rianne?
You guys can find me on Instagram at RYEORIO, or as always, in the Solving for X comments.
Cool. And you can find us on Instagram under solvingforx.xmen.tas, on Blue Sky also under Solving for X, and you can find me on Sean.Perrette on any of those also. And on YouTube are the Tickety Talks, now that it's not banned. Thank you for listening, sexy X's, and we'll see you next week.
Bye. Thank you so much, Megan. It was so much fun.
Thank you. Have a good
Hello,
night,
Megan.
guys. It was amazing to meet you guys. I look forward to talking to you more in the future.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Megan.
Thank you.
Goodbye. I must go.